Hello, my name's Bruce. Just a country boy out here, don't know anything. But let me tell you something about our government. Maybe we didn't know. A lot of people don't know. I guess because it seems like this country and all the people in it is turning to like the little patsies. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I just mean that we believe what we're told, and we make other people make our decisions for us. Let me tell you what we're in this country. In 1994, Bill Clinton passed a bill called NAFTA. Nobody talks about this because it's a very touchy subject, because nobody wants to let anybody know about it or remember it. It actually makes $15.3 trillion in revenue each year right at this time. There's 439 million people employed by that. Most of our economy and our everything that we grossed our income on has gone over. It's gone to Canada. NAFTA includes Canada and Mexico. That's where these two places is where all our jobs have went. Now, the government won't tell this. They don't talk about this, and they don't want you to really know this, but it's true. You can Google it. You can look it up. It's a fact, and that is what's wrong with our country today. That is the reason why we are broke. We are making trillions of dollars, or us not. Companies over here are making trillions of dollars with tax breaks, and the United States is not seeing any of it because it's all overseas. They get lower income, lower wages, as we know. They work people in the ground, as you know, and they work them because they can work them cheaper than they can us. Is that fair to the United States? Absolutely not. So here I just want to make this video, and I want to make everybody to make a stand and listen to what I've got to say. This should be changed. We should reverse NAFTA. If we would reverse NAFTA and take all our jobs that we've given away to Mexico and to Canada, our job increase and our employment rate would skyrocket. It would just go through the roof. Would it solve all our problems? No, absolutely not. But that's where our problems began, in 1994, okay? That's when Bill Clinton, he's the one that passed it right before he got out of office. Everybody thinks Bill Clinton's a big, nice, good president. Well, he was a good president. And he also signed NAFTA. And by doing that, he ruined his country. And I repeat myself when I say nobody wants to address that. So I ask y'all to listen to what I've got to say. I'm just a country boy out here. I live in Kentucky. I have no education whatsoever. But I'll say this, I'm good with numbers. And when you're taking $15 trillion per year of income that could come to the United States, when you got 339 million people working, there could be 339 million people here in the U.S. working, and that's just an estimate. That's just a guess. I would say if I was the truth is probably more than that. If we had all our jobs that went back to Mexico, nothing to do to Mexico or Canada, but we had all our jobs that went to Canada, that went to Mexico, and I'm sure some of them went to other places too. The Philippines. We all know about the Philippines. Nothing wrong with the Filipino people. All of our call centers are based out of the Philippines. Dish Network, DirecTV. That's just the ones that I know of. There is gobs of people that are using people in India and Dish Network uses them. They use India, they use the Philippines, and so does Direct. Now that's just two businesses that I know of that do that. What's happened to this country? We're letting other people destroy our own country. And we're letting the rich people here that's making the money, the corporations that pay no taxes, and they don't because they're all written off. It's going to bankrupt us. It's going to happen. There's no doubt. There's no way in the world that we can run economically and have money without jobs. And I repeat myself, most all our jobs have went overseas and out of the United States. How hard is that to understand? President Obama, why don't people bring this up? Why does not the government bring it up? Why don't we try to reverse NAFTA? Bring our jobs back home to where the American people can work and pay taxes and have a life and get out of the deficit and get back and have a country that we're proud of. I'm proud of my country. Extremely proud of my country. What's happened to it is absolutely ludicrous. It is absolutely insane that we have let everybody else run our country and our jobs go away from the United States, pay people out of the United States, and people in the country don't have no work because there is none. I am 46 years old. When I was 22, I'll take that back, when I was 18, I was making $18 to $22 an hour. Now you're lucky in the United States, average pay is probably about 12 to 15. In Kentucky, you're lucky to find a job that pays $8 an hour. All our tire plants are shutting down. All our industrial plants are shutting down. And not just on that. Not just that. We're letting people out of our country buy everything. Nothing against India. We're letting them, they all got the filling stations. We know this. We let them do it. It's not their fault. They're taking advantage of something good. All I'm trying to say is the American people need to get together and stand united as we stand and stop letting all the other countries run over us, letting them run over us, I'll say, and taking our money. Quit the politics. Quit the politics. Quit playing vacations. Quit spending the money. It's ludicrous. It's insane. And what's going to happen economically, it's going to. We're going to fall into another major depression, and everybody in the country is going to go bankrupt. Whether we like it or not, that's where we're headed. And the only way I see, just a country boy, ain't got no schooling, the only way I see is to do something with NAFTA. Get our jobs back here. Everybody research this. Watch my video and everybody research this. Call somebody. People don't know. I'll ask them, I'm like, do you not, what do you think about Bill Clinton? Personally, I ain't got nothing against him. I'll ask people, what do you think about Bill Clinton? Oh, he's a good president. Really? He signed NAFTA in 1994. $15 trillion per year. Figure it up. If I had a calculator, I would. Figure $15 trillion a year times how many years? How many years? Okay, we'll say, but there's about 14 years. 14 years times $15 trillion. Figure that number up. See if that don't help our deficit. See if that don't help our economy, our growth, our income, our Social Security. Everything we want is being taken away, and it's taken away by rich people that's moved stuff overseas to do their businesses because it runs cheaper. Like I said, I'm just a country boy, don't know nothing. But I'm telling you the truth, and I'm telling you right, you know, and anybody wants to email me on this is glad to email me. And my email address is hdcritter, CRITTER @att.net. And my name is Bruce. Anybody wants to talk to me about this, email me. Tell me what you think about it. I bet you 90% of the people don't know. All they know is what we're told. Start thinking for ourselves. Why do you think these other countries are having uprisings? They're tired of their government. And I'm not against the government. Don't get me wrong. The government is the government. Is people corrupted? I don't know. Would I be corrupted if I was in there? Possible. Would anybody be corrupted if they was in there? Possible. But we're going to have to start as united we stand. As one country, well, all are going to have to take a stand. And I don't know how we're going to do it. But somehow we need to change this. And but what I've told you is all the truth. Think of it. Add it up. Add it up. 15 trillion times about 14 years. See how many $1 trillion that is per in that amount of time. That could be on top of our deficit. We wouldn't have a deficit. I'm a firm believer. If it wasn't for NAFTA, right now there is no doubt in my mind. If it wasn't for NAFTA, we would not be in the shape that we're in right now. And I'll guarantee you, if you ask any congressman, any president that wants to talk about this, They'll tell you, you know what? If NAFTA was never signed, we probably wouldn't be in the shape we're in. We can't have resources if we don't have the resource. There's no way. So how are we going to get out of this? I don't know. I don't have an answer. But my first answer is to get rid of NAFTA and get all our jobs back into the U.S. and get our people back to work. And the morale, you know, it gets to where it's like almost nobody really cares anymore. You know, I'm like I said, I'm 46 years, almost 47 years old. And I remember when this country, everybody seemed to be pretty well happy. But now it's like everybody's uptight all the time. The world don't have to be this way. Our country is better than this. And even if anybody, I don't care who it is, Jay Leno, if you hear this, put me on your show. Anybody, I don't care, interview me. I'll be glad to speak up for the American people. I ain't got no part in it. I can assure you that. I'm just a country boy out here in Kentucky that hates to see the world or the country doing what it's doing, and everybody don't know what to do. They're like deer in headlights. They're just sitting back and want to know what's going on. Well, I'll tell you what's going on. Our country as we knew it is actually falling apart. And it don't have to be. Things need to be changed in Washington. That's the part of it, yes. But I'll tell you this, and I've said it probably 10 times. NAFTA played a big part in this. NAFTA has ruined this country. It's took so much money. The numbers I'm giving you probably isn't even close to probably what they are. They're probably more than that. You know, the government, as far as I know, they, you know, I've got, there's no way to win a money war when there's more money going out than there are coming in. It's just like your household. If you got more bills than you got coming in, you're not going to pay it. I don't want this country to fall. I love my country. I love everybody in it. You know, the presidents. I mean, I don't think they're all bad. I think some of them's made bad decisions, and we're paying for it. You know, it's no doubt they're human beings. But NAFTA was one of the worst mistakes that they've ever made in their life, and why they signed that, I have no clue. And that's actually, if you'll think back, in 1994, look at the economics then. Look at how things was. Look at the economy then. It was pretty good. And ever since NAFTA, it's got worse and worse and worse. Don't get me started on the wars. I love my country. I love our men, and I pray for them all the time. But sometimes it's time to come home and fight our war. God bless you all. Thank you for watching this. Bruce Duane.